Hello and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Liza. I'm 40 and I am pregnant. Well, let me show you. This pregnant. I'm currently 37 weeks and today we're going to pack the hospital bag. I definitely meant to do this a little bit earlier, but here we are. It's finally getting done and it's kind of the last big thing I need to do before I go into labor, but I want to have it packed and in the car, most of it ready to go, just in case. This is my third baby, although my last baby was 7 years ago now. So it's been at least 7 years since I packed a hospital bag. And I definitely remember some things, but have forgotten other things. And also, I love watching these packing hospital bag videos. And there's so many like new things, like tips and tricks that people have come up with that I've found through watching these videos. So hopefully if you're pregnant and you need to pack your hospital bag, maybe some of this will help you like the other videos helped me. First, I want to start off by saying that you could literally pack nothing, and at least in most hospitals in America, you would be fine. You don't have to bring anything to the hospital. The hospital will provide you with pretty much everything you need to give birth and take care of your baby in those first couple of days. And this is something that my hospital said to me when we did the tour. They said, you're basically packing for your own comfort. There are plenty of things that I think a lot of us would want to bring with us to make the stay at the hospital and the birthing process a little bit more comfortable. So with that in mind and trying desperately not to overpack, this is what I got. Okay, we're going to start off with the clothes, and all of the clothes are going into packing cubes and into this rolly suitcase. It's just one of those away bags, the carry-on size. When I started this process, I was in a real Delulu moment and thought maybe I could fit everything into this tiny suitcase. No, that's not happening. But I did manage to fit all of the clothes in there. And what's great about this, a tip that I learned watching some other videos, was that it means that we can kind of pile the other bags that I'm going to use on top of this. And then when my husband brings it into the hospital, he's got a nice wheelie suitcase. He's not struggling with a bunch of bags on his arms and stuff. So let's start with what I'm packing for me. Okay, right at the top of the suitcase, and actually not in the packing cube, I have two things. One is a labor and delivery gown from, where did I get this? Oh yeah, Kindred Bravely. It's just their, I want to say it's like, they called it like the flutter sleeve. I don't know. Honestly, it was the one that was on sale when I bought it, because this is not necessary, but it is very soft and very comfortable. And I just thought, you know what? It's my last baby. I'm going to splurge a little bit and get a comfy, cozy robe to give birth in. They specifically make these gowns for giving birth, so they're super accessible, including the little sleeves snap off in the front, and the entire front is all buttons, so that snaps all the way down. And then in the back, it's Velcro. So basically it's super accessible, especially because I know that I want an epidural. So they'll be able to access anything they need to access while I'm in labor. And then the other thing that I have right on top is a pair of grippy socks. And these are the like Pilates ones. So they have like little straps on there so they'll stay on your feet. And then they have good grips on the bottom. I got these off of Amazon in a pack of like 4 or 5. They were not that expensive, so I figure if these get disgusting, I will just throw them away. You're definitely going to want something for your feet because you don't want to walk around a hospital barefoot. And you're going to want something that's grippy and you're not going to be slip sliding around. And yes, the hospital provides grippy socks, but Your girl has big feet, and right now they're swollen, so they're even bigger. Next, I packed 2 pairs of big old postpartum high-waisted granny panty underwear. um, these are also from Amazon. They're a pretty popular one. I think I've seen a lot of people mention these. And postpartum, there's a lot of bleeding, there's a lot of wearing pads and whatever. And I did also pack, which we'll see in a minute, pads and diapers and mesh underwear, and also the hospital will provide you with all of that. But I just thought if I was maybe wishful thinking, not bleeding too much towards the end of my stay, or I was just really wanted something a little bit more supportive than the mesh underwear or like a diaper, that'd be good to have something. So packed 2 pairs of those. I packed an extra pair of the grippy socks, again, just in case that first pair gets nasty. These are compression socks. I actually purchased these at the beginning of my pregnancy when I took a plane trip. A plane trip. That's a way to say that. I was going on a plane for a trip to Disney World, and I got a ton of compliments on them actually. Like the flight attendants were all like, "Those are super cute. Are they compression socks? Where'd you get them?" Amazon is where I got them. They're plus size friendly because I got big, thick, meaty legs, and they fit perfectly, and on the plane ride kept my legs super comfortable. I've actually worn them a couple times during the pregnancy, just at home when my feet were really swollen or I knew I was going to be on my feet for a little while. And they're super comfortable and really seem to help with the swelling. And again, postpartum, there can be a lot of swelling because of all the fluids that they're pumping in you and the hormones and your body kind of trying to go back to normal. And so I thought those might be useful, and they don't take up that much space. So we threw them in there. I'm packing 2 nursing bras. Both of these, again, are from Kindred Bravely. Although I think one of them I got off the website and one of them I got at Target. I can't remember which one. But anyway, I packed a very loosey-goosey, just one of those chill, cross, what are they called? Cross something? Just cross? Oh, the bras where you just like pull this aside and flop your boob out. Super comfortable. Not super structured. I feel like this will be really good for sleeping in. And then I packed one that's a little bit more structured. And by a little bit more structured, I mean a lot bit more structured. But, kind of holds everything nice and tight. And the thing that's really cool about this one, and all of the nursing bras that I got from Kindred Bravely, is that they're not just nursing bras, they're nursing and pumping bras. So it's the typical, it's got like a racerback cut on it. It's really like, it's really like tight material. So it's really like gonna hold, support, right? You get it. Anyway, and it's the typical thing where you unhook, but you unhook the first one and it's just a little hole. Can you see that? Just a little hole to stick your pump through. And then you can unclip that and nurse. I just thought that was so brilliant to have a combination of the two. I am really, really hoping to breastfeed. I did have some issues with the other 2 breastfeeding, but I'm going to give it, a good try again. But I just thought that was brilliant. And I remember with my first daughter, who is 11 now, so it was over a decade ago, I fully remember taking an old sports bra and cutting holes in it, a la Regina George in Mean Girls, to feed my pump parts through, to do like hands-free pumping. And that was brilliant. It was like, and since then, they've come out with pumping bras. What? Wild. I was an innovator. I didn't even know it. Another kind of silly thing, although not actually silly. None of it's silly. We're not doing that to ourselves. Another thing that's maybe not at the top of everyone's list is a robe. And this is actually a maternity robe that I got with, where's the top? There it is. With my second pregnancy. And I've kept it and I've worn it since. It's super comfortable. It's super lightweight. It has a lovely little flower springy pattern on it. Again, I don't know postpartum what I'm going to feel like hanging out in. So it might just be, the mesh underwear, a nursing bra, and a robe. I thought it would be good to have something to cover up, when people are in the room, doctors, nurses, etc. But also keep it accessible and open and free for breastfeeding and skin to skin snuggling and all that good stuff. Clothing wise, I'm packing 2 nursing tank tops. These are from H&M. In my last pregnancy, lived in these H&M nursing tank tops. I love them so much. They're super comfortable. They're the same thing where they unclip and you can flop the boob out. They're nice and long, so you just felt like covered and supported. But I wore these things into the ground. So honestly, when I found out I was pregnant, I think I was like very beginning of my second trimester, and I ordered a couple of packs of these because I knew I was going to want them. I'm packing 2 pairs of shorts. They're both just super soft and comfortable. And I'm packing 2 pairs of pants. Both of them are jogger sweatpants. One is super light and thin, and the other one is thicker and heavier. It's end of March, beginning of April. The weather is weird. I don't know if the hospital is going to be warm or cold. I have options for shorts, pants, different warmths. And I'll just wear one of those home. I'm not someone who really picks like a specific going home outfit. It's whatever feels comfortable the day that they send me home. And the last thing I packed is a zip up hoodie. This is super big, oversized, and already has a big old grease stain on it. So who cares if it gets wrecked in the hospital? Again, all in the favor of keeping nice and accessible, but if I want to cover up with the shorts or the pants or the nursing, whatever it is, I have something to cover up with, but I'm still accessible. And that's everything that I packed for me. Next, I'll show you the packing cubes that I use. They're from Amazon. They come in sets of like 6 or something like that. I have right now one for each member of the family in different colors, so everybody has a different color. They're great for when we go on family trips. And this is my husband's clothes. Basically, I packed him 2 pairs of underwear, 2 pairs of socks, 2 shirts, and a pair of pajama shorts. That's kind of all he needs for lounging around the hospital for a couple of days, what's hopefully a couple of days. Oh, by the way, I don't think I've said that. I am really hoping for a vaginal birth, in which case we will stay for about 2 nights, hopefully again. So that's essentially what I'm packing for, is a 2-night stay at the hospital. All right, next is stuff for the baby. All right, starting off a little bit boring. This is just a little fuzzy blanket that actually came with the Moses basket that my aunt got us off of our registry. And it's just super soft. Obviously you can't feel it, but you can see it's like super soft, but kind of lighter weight. I thought it'd be good to bring for all of those skin to skin snuggles where you want something to keep her warm, wrapped up on the outside while she's, skin to skin with you. Kind of unnecessary. They have blankets there, but I just thought, I don't know. I thought it was cute and nice. And again, it was kind of this weird kind of bonus blanket that came with something else. I was like, again, if it gets kind of grody in the hospital, it's not going to break my heart. So a little blanket. I packed 4 little bodysuits in a bunch of different sizes. And also some are short sleeved, some are long sleeved. Most of them are this little crossover, cross snap style, which is great for when they're newborns and they haven't lost the umbilical cord yet. It's probably doesn't actually matter, but in my brain, it just feels like, oh, then there's nothing kind of rubbing on their belly buttons. That's not, there's no like snaps or zippers or anything rubbing on their belly buttons. And they don't need much clothing wise in the hospital, but I thought it'd be nice to bring a few things from home. Next is a hat. that I got in a pack off of Amazon. They're great, super soft. Hat's very important for us, that newborn stage. I also packed 2 pairs of socks, keep her little feet warm. I packed one of our swaddle me's. This is what we'll be using probably for, the first. Oh my God, you guys. I didn't even realize this pattern has pandas on it. How did I miss that? What? I love pandas. Anyway, focus. These are the swaddles that we'll be using while she's a newborn, while she enjoys being swaddled. And what's really great is that now, this wasn't true the last time we used the swaddle me's, but now they come with a zipper on the bottom part. So like in the middle of the night, if you need to change a diaper, you just oh, brilliant. Anyway, I thought it'd be a good idea to bring one from home just so that she could potentially get used to being in the swaddle me, since this is what we'll be using. This is, I hit myself in the face. This is a little pile of the stuff we're going to use for her birth announcement, name announcement, the kind of requisite Instagram post when she's born. This is just a swaddle blanket, which will either swaddle her in or just kind of lay artistically in and around her. And then it came with a little matching hat. So we have 2 hats and a little matching headband with a floppy bow on it. Super cute. And then I just packed 2 different onesies in, again, different sizes that will kind of match the swaddle. And this is her little nameplate, and it has like time, date, weight, length, all that good stuff on it to write in. But it has her name on it, so I can't show you it. It also does have, wait, let me see if I can show you this part. I can. It has little daisies on it. Isn't that so cute? Oh my gosh. Because again, if you don't know, I've been calling the bump Daisy this whole time. That's not her name. But when it came time to, naming the bump, what are we calling the bump? Especially like on all the baby apps that you have to pick a name. And I thought it was funny to go with Daisy, like Oopsie Daisy, because this was not planned. So there's a bit of a Daisy theme happening in her life. And then the last thing I packed for baby is 2 different options for a going home outfit. I didn't want to get too super fancy with it, but I did want a couple of options just because I don't know what the weather is going to be like. So if it's a little bit warmer, we'll probably just put her in this little onesie, which is, again, covered in daisies. So cute. If it's a little bit chillier, I have just a onesie with a pair of pants that actually have feet on them, so super convenient. And then this little sweat suit zip up that, again, has daisies on it. I don't know when it was decided that baby and toddler things, all the hoods should have little teddy bear ears on them, but I'm not mad about it. This is just so, so cute. I'm hoping that this is what she goes home in, but we'll see how big she is and what the weather's like. And that is everything we packed for the baby, so it's not that much stuff. Oh, and I have to show you. This is the packing cube for the baby stuff. And you'll see in a second, I bought this cute bag for snacks, and it has like the puffy kind of varsity letters on it. And it came with a free keychain. Like, it just came with a bonus keychain. And look what it is. It's a daisy. How cute. So I had to put that on her little packing cube. Okay. On to bag number 2, which has kind of all the rest of the stuff in it. And I'm going to be using my Bae's Weekender bag. I already had this, did not purchase it for this purpose. But what's great is that it has this little sleeve on it, so you can just slip it over the handle of the rolly suitcase. I like it because it stays open, it holds open like this. It has a pocket for my iPad. I'm not going to bring my laptop, but I'm going to bring my iPad in there. It's got good pockets. It's nice and deep. It also has this separate underneath section for shoes, which is very helpful. So that's what we're packing all of this stuff into. Where do we start? Let's start with postpartum stuff. So again, the hospital will provide basically all of this stuff. In this little cube, I just packed a few things that I had bought for postpartum care to have obviously at my home. And I figured I'd bring a couple of them just in case. Like, I know that, like, for example, I have I got the Freedom Mom disposable underwear. And I know that the mesh underwear at the hospital, I feel like I'd wear it for like 10 minutes and then it would start to get loose and weird and fall off. And these just seem a little bit more substantial. They're nice and stretchy. I did try on a pair to make sure they fit, and they do. But these just seemed a little bit more like they weren't just going to get super loose and weird all of a sudden. So I packed a few pairs of those. I also packed, I know people love, so the postpartum diaper thing is newer from the last time I gave birth. And I know people love the Always Discreet brand. And I did buy a small pack of those. And then they showed up and they were so heavily scented that it really bothered me. I don't like to wear period products that have scent in them for lots of reasons. But I wound up donating those somewhere. And I got these ones. I want to say it's Real. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but they're all cotton. The postpartum diaper. It's a full-on adult diaper. You're gonna bleed a lot in postpartum, so you're gonna need stuff like this. And theirs are all cotton and unscented, so we love to see that. And then I also packed a bunch of heavy flow overnight thick big pads. This brand, I think it's just Elle is the brand. And these are the ones that I use kind of regularly. Again, cotton, no fragrance. They're great. I have a bunch of them at home, so that's what I packed. And that's pretty much all that I packed for myself for postpartum care. I do have the Freedom Mom Perry bottle, the one that's like shaped like up so it squirts up. But I'm not going to bring it just because I know that they give you one in the hospital. And I don't remember having any trouble with the little squirt bottle that they gave me. I like the idea of the Freedom Mom one kind of being a better angle, but I can deal with the one that the hospital gives me for a couple of days. And also that way I know that I'll have, two when I get home, one for upstairs bathroom, one for downstairs bathroom. So that'll be good. Next kind of boring thing is I packed a couple of wet bags just for dirty laundry, and if anything gets kind of gross and grody, we can wrap it up in here and it won't get everything else gross and grody. I packed a pair of slippers that I got off of Amazon. They have little strawberries on them. They're very cute. I don't know if I'll want or need these, but they'll fit nicely in that underneath compartment. And it might be nice to have something cozy to slip my feet into for walking around postpartum. So this is another kind of unnecessary but nice to have luxury thing. Also to go in the underneath compartment, flip-flops for the shower, because I don't ever want to be in a public shower in my bare feet. These are just Old Navy, old black flip-flops. If they get destroyed, we can leave them there. I also don't care if they get kind of dirty and gross. So, great. For the baby, I'm only packing a few things. One is I packed the Frida electric nail thing that we got. Because those babies come out and they have talons and they're razor sharp and don't have any control over their hands. So they're scratching up their faces. And the hospital's not allowed to trim the nails for you. So I figured I'd bring this just in case she comes out with claws. We can start using this thing. I have never used this before, so I'm a little nervous about it, but we'll see, I guess. And then in here, this is just a little case that holds pacifiers. We are planning to use pacifiers with her if she likes them. If she doesn't, obviously we're not going to force her to use a pacifier. But it's a good idea to bring, again, the pacifier that we'll be using from home. I remember with my first baby, I didn't even think to bring a pacifier, and she was really soothed by the sucking motion. And they wound up just giving her like a bottle nipple to suck on, and that worked pretty well for her. But yeah, good idea to bring the pacifiers that you'll be using from home just in case. And then to go along with that, pacifier wipes. I mean, honestly, if I drop this pacifier on like a hospital floor, I don't know that a wipe is gonna satisfy the mild germaphobe in me, but I figured I might as well bring them just in case. We're bringing the portable sound machine, mostly for me and my husband. We sleep with a sound machine every night. The baby's going to be sleeping in the room with us, so she will be sleeping with the sound machine every night. We use the sound machine with my other two kiddos. We love a sound machine. I don't think it's going to be like blocking out the noise of the hospital or, preventing her from waking up when the nurses have to come in and do checks and all that stuff. But if only to help my husband and I get a little bit of sleep at night, I figured this would be a good idea. It's small, it's portable, might as well bring it. Also, the thing on everyone's list, the fan, and we can use this as a stroller fan later. It's got the little bendy arms. It is wireless. It's fully charged up. Beautiful. Yeah, this is one of those things that's just on everyone's list, so no surprise that it's in mine. I packed an extra pair of glasses. This is kind of an older pair that I don't wear as much, just in case I go into labor and I've got my contacts in or I don't have my glasses for some reason. In here we have charging cords. I have 2 nice long charging cords. I think these are both 10 feet long charging cords, because it's the thing that everyone says. You have no idea where the outlets in the room are going to be, and you don't want to be too far from your phone probably, so make sure you have a nice long charging cord. So we've got 2 of those, and then a third one that goes with this guy, which is a 3-in-1 charging pad, which charges your phone, it'll charge your AirPods, and it'll charge your Apple Watch. All of these are things that I have and plan to bring with me. So that'll be really useful with our nice long charging cord. In here is something a little weird. Not really weird, but so this is a wireless lav mic set for my phone. So this comes out here, it plugs into your phone, and then you've got 2 microphones in here that you can clip to a shirt or something. And it's just, I'm not sure. I obviously hope that I'll be able to film some stuff in the hospital, have a little birth vlog. But I'm like, if I forget to grab the real camera, I can do it on my phone and have some better sound. It's just one of those things where it's like not completely necessary, but it does make for a little bit better sound, especially like in the couple of days after, if I want to vlog anything, then I can do that on my phone and still get like good quality stuff. I'm bringing a pack of cards, and then this was my husband's suggestion. So we both listened to, I started listening to, and then I got him listening to this podcast called Tony and Ryan. It's so funny. It's every day. It's these 2 friends from Australia who just get on and they kind of just like talk. They're very funny. They're very inappropriate. It's really great. It's a really nice kind of just like brain break podcast, especially because I'm someone who listens to a lot of like true crime podcasts. So to have this podcast that's just like kind of dumb in the best way and silly, and these 2 people who are just like such good friends and have such good rapport. Plus they have fun accents. Like, what more could you ask for? But they do a segment called Normal or Nah, where people kind of write in, or they ask the question, okay, is this thing normal or nah? And then they came out with a card game for it, and Mike got it for me. And then he was like, oh, we should bring that to the hospital as something to do. So that's a fun thing in there. And then in here are the toiletries. I think I'm not going to unpack this because you can see. I just thought that was really nice that you could kind of see through it. But you can see I've got a brush, I've got toothpaste, I've got chapstick. So important. Hospitals are so dry. You definitely need something for your lips, whatever you use. This is the Palmer's Cocoa Butter chapstick. I put this on my lips pretty much every night before I go to bed. I really love it. It's great. And then in the bottles, I have shampoo for my husband, body wash for me, and lotion. We've got a mouthwash. And then on this side, I have makeup wipes, which I'm not the biggest fan of makeup wipes in general, but as a convenient thing for just kind of cleansing my skin really quickly for a couple of days, it will do. I've got moisturizer for my face, and then I've got deodorant for me and my husband, and I also have dry shampoo in here. You can't really see it, but I have a dry shampoo in there. I don't plan on washing my hair at the hospital, but obviously giving birth can be a very messy process, so I'm sure I'll want to cleanse my body. But I have the dry shampoo just in case, like, I really want to feel, a little bit refreshed. But, it's like they always say that thing where it's like that first shower after giving birth is like, oh. But I want to save that for my shower at home, which is lovely and big, and I like it, as opposed to like the hospital shower, which I don't even know what that looks like. So I have stuff to do a body shower, but not to wash my hair, because I probably won't wash my hair unless something insane happens. This bag has a bunch of kind of random stuff in it, including a little pill case that has my prenatal vitamins, because I'm going to keep taking those after I give birth. So I've been doing the Ritual vitamins, which I really liked. Just in case you don't know, they have like, you take 2 of them, but it's all in one pill as opposed to like a bunch of different pills you have to take. The sources for everything that's in them are listed. A lot of them are really local to New Jersey, which is where I live, which is funny. And they also come with scent. You can either do citrus or mint, and it just means that it doesn't taste gross or feel gross in your body. Like, I don't know. They're really great. I really have liked them a lot. So I have those. I have Tylenol, which, again, that's kind of pretty much the only thing that they'll give you in the hospital after you give birth for kind of mild pain management is Tylenol. But I figured I would just have it with me anyway. I have an allergy pill. I have some Tums. And I have stool softener because that postpartum poop, man, can be terrifying. And you don't want to be constipated at all. I have 2 breastfeeding things in here. I have some nipple balm. And then I also have the Silverettes, which are the little nipple covers that you put on, whoops, dropped the bag. The little nipple covers that you put on to help protect your nipples and try and prevent cracking and bleeding. Again, I'm really hoping to breastfeed this time around, and I'm hoping to just give myself the best foot forward and do kind of preventative care with the Silverettes and the nipple foam to try and avoid any possible cracking, bleeding, or, at least limit it. And then lastly in this bag are some paint pens to fill out her little name and birth announcement board. And the last thing in the second bag, the snacks bag. This is the bag that I was talking about that came with the little bonus daisy thing. I just packed a few things in here. It's one of those things where obviously you're at the hospital. Also, my hospital is not in the middle of nowhere. There's restaurants and places we could order from around there if we needed to. They have a cafeteria. They have a full Starbucks in this hospital. But just in case I give birth kind of in the middle of the night and nothing's open, we have something to tide us over. Also, if I'm in labor for a really long time and Mike needs a snack, we have those. I also included in here these booby bars, which I've seen a few other mamas recommend for breastfeeding to help with milk production. I know that like your milk doesn't come in for a couple of days. But I thought I might as well test them out at the hospital, see if I even like them, and if they help. I mean, it's essentially a granola bar, so it's not like a big, huge sacrifice or anything. But yeah, so snacks. And that is pretty much everything. I have a list of things that are to grab last minute, including my iPad, my phone, the car seat, my Kindle. They're all things that I use on a daily basis, so I can't really pack them right now. But I have a list that I'm posting by our front door and actually by our bedroom door, just to remind us to grab these things before we go. Oh, and I also have a folder. That's another thing that I brought to my other two births that I remember were super helpful. There's so much paperwork involved after you give birth, just with naming the baby and the social security number and all of the just hospital craziness, that having like a folder or an envelope or something to put all of that into is a really good idea. I'll also probably throw a couple of pens in there just because, again, good thing to have. But that is pretty much everything. Oh, I also forgot. Whoopsie. Can you see that right there? It's a pillow and a blanket for me. And then we also have a pillow for Mike. Hospital pillows and blankets are not the best. So it's nice to just bring one from home that's nice and fluffy that you're used to. So those will be going with us as well. But yeah, that's everything. It is a huge relief to have that finished because I was starting to get worried that I hadn't done it and I was going to go into labor early or something. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, especially if you got this far. I hope if you are packing your hospital bag that this was helpful at all. I don't know. Sometimes I shoot these things and I'm like, what did I even say? Who knows? I hope that you are having an amazing day, and I'll talk to you soon. Okay.